The Pfaff Creative 3.0 is the ultimate sewing and embroidery machine by Pfaff. It's going to give you the IDT system for your quilting needs and for your heavier sewing needs. It has got hundreds of sewing, quilting, utility, garment construction stitches built in. You're going to have the ability to do regular utility sewing to remove the free arm, plus you get the full embroidery effect. In this video, we're going to talk about the sewing side of this machine because it does quite a bit. For the price this machine is, it is a great value. First thing we're going to notice, all of our stitches are located right here at the top. Everything is categorized for me on my placard, so all I have to do is look at my clear touch screen. It is crystal clear. I'm able to see all of my different settings right here. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go to a computer. Everything's built right onto the machine. All my controls are on the front. I can raise and lower my presser foot just by touching a button. This is really nice when I'm wanting to do applique work or pivot. If I get to the end of a stitch, I can set the needle to stop in the fabric, and then I can turn and raise and lower my presser foot, turn my fabric, the needle's still in the garment, and I can turn that corner. Your stitch on top is going to look so much better with a machine that does this. Of all the stitches built in, you're going to get the most popular stitches that you're going to use. They don't just put fluff stitches on this machine. It's well thought out with the stitch diagram that's built in. I have a utility mode that has all of my standard straight stitch, zigzag, overcasting stitches. I'll get into different blanket stitches and applique stitches. I do have the several styles of one-step buttonholes built in. It does come with a specialized attachment that will size the buttonhole every time to the button that I'm working with. Then I get into even more applique and quilting stitches. There's a huge quilt mode built into this machine going all the way over here. I have heirloom, entre deux, sewing. I have all the different scallops. I have all these decorative stitches built in. I can combine these stitches to make a decorative border if I'm embellishing something, or let's just say we're embellishing the edges of napkins or a neckline. I'm able to do that with a really pretty decorative border. The machine is going to be very easy to operate and very easy to thread. I have the top winding bobbin. I do have the spool pin. The spool pin has two functions. I can raise it up if I'm wanting to do different threads where maybe it's a bigger cone of thread. I have that built into the machine, or I can lay it down horizontally and thread the machine. Everything is channeled for me on the 3.0 all the way down to my needle. I do have a built-in needle threader on the machine. It's also going to have the top drop-in bobbin system. I can see my bobbin at any given time. I'm going to know when I run out of thread or when it gets low, and I will have markings on my metal needle plate. I really do like how the feed dog system is on the Pfaff 3.0 for our sewing side of the machine. I've got a 7-point feed dog system that I'm working with, so my fabric is going to be touching the feed dogs in 7 places. I really do like how the feed dog system is on this machine. It is a huge 5-point feed dog system. The feed dogs are a lot longer on this particular machine, so I'm going to have a lot of surface area touching my fabric. So for lighter weight material, it's really going to be a plus, feeding that fabric through, keeping it flat as the needle's penetrating the garment. We have the really wide presser feed because this machine does a 9mm width, and that's the widest made on any machine, domestic machine that's on the market. Plus, I have the IDT system right here in the very back that I can engage. You've seen in a lot of the videos that we've done. That is a system that's going to actually grab my fabric at the top, and it's going to act like a set of feed dogs, and it's going to work in the same ratio of the feed dogs built into the machine, so it feeds all that fabric through flat, even, so it doesn't pucker. I don't have to worry about skip stitches. When you get the multiple layers of denim, or if you're into quilting with that bottom, the spongy batting, and the top, you get fabric shifts, and having the IDT system is going to keep everything flat and feeding all that at one time at the exact time the needle's penetrating the garment. That is huge to have on a machine. I really like how the accessory tray is on the 3.0. First, I've got a ruler on the front, but I can open this up toward me and I can look down and see and get anything that I need. Everything is categorized for me. I can keep all my presser feed and extra attachments on this machine. Now, it comes with a lot of presser feed, and we have a lot of information on the website talking about everything that comes with it. But Ken Sewing Center is an authorized Pfaff dealer. We carry every accessory that Pfaff makes for their machines, and we're glad to help you find the right accessory to meet your needs. From my needle, when it's all the way in the left position to the inside of the sewing arm, it's 10 inches, and that is a huge area for a machine of this caliber that does sewing and embroidery. 10 inches is a very comfortable space. If I'm quilting or working with a larger piece of material, I've got plenty of support here. There are accessory trays that you can get and tables on the left side to support the weight of your material. But having that finished product rolled up on here and just having room to maneuver my fabric is a big plus to have. Now notice all the illumination under the bed. I have LED lighting here that's lighting up the entire bed. Also LED lighting around my needle where I need it so I can see what I'm doing at any given time. Stitch panel on this machine has a full color screen on it. I can go in and change settings. There's tutorials built in. There's actually helps built in for me to do different things. I can easily go back and forward from sewing to embroidery just by the touch of a button. I can raise and lower my presser foot. Here's my start stop button. So it will come with an extra large foot control so I don't have to hunt for that. But there's times, especially in embroidery mode, you're going to use this button more often than not and you don't use your foot control. But for sewing mode, sometimes we just get used to using the start stop and not using our presser foot. I have that capability going back and forth. I do have the built-in scissor that I can snip my thread at any given time. I can set my machine to stop needle in the fabric or needle out of the fabric. I can change my sewing speed. All that's right here in front of me. And then once I go into all the different stitches that's on the machine, I can change my width, length, and tension settings right here in front of me. I can see exactly what I'm doing. Now notice we have a version number here. This is a machine that can be upgraded. If there are upgrades available for it, you can actually upgrade the hard drive of the machine. There's a little question mark here. We can go in and see different tutorials and sewing advisors. I've got a toolbox built in that tells me different things I can do with the machine. It's changing the background settings of the machine. Then once we go into embroidery mode, there's all kind of other features that's built in. We'll have information on the website and we'll have later videos talking about the embroidery mode of this particular machine. There is a USB port on the side of the machine for you to get data from your computer to upload to the machine. So as time goes on, if you're wanting to do upgrades to it, it's real easy to do that. And then for embroidery mode, this is how we get our designs into the machine. Now let's do a little bit of sewing just to show you what this machine can do. Now it's going to easily be able to handle several layers of denim. I've got 8 layers of denim here, and I'm going to raise that up. And notice I have a little bit extra room that I can raise my presser foot up, and that's critical when we're doing sewing, for hemming a pair of pants or a heavier piece of material. You've got plenty of room to get your fabric underneath the foot, so I don't have to worry about is it going to be able to sew it. The machine can handle a lot heavier material just because it has good quality working components. It has an all metal design internally. It's going to be able to handle your motor. The shafts are all metal on this machine. And as you can see, the machine sews very fast. We can adjust the speed of the machine just right here by going and touching this button, holding it down, and I'm able to move that up and down. Notice how whisper quiet the machine is as it's operating along. I do not have the IDT engaged at this point. And then we can easily do that. All I have to do is just stop my machine, raise that needle up, raise my presser foot up, hit my scissor, we'll snap that thread. And now we're going to show you the IDT being engaged. On the side of the machine, if you'll notice, this is my IDT walking foot, and the FAF has several feet that's designed to work with this. So I leave this is going to stay on the machine all the time. My presser feet are easily to snap on or snap off for different applications. That's the nice thing about having this. There's times you may want to have a 1/4 inch foot or some other type of attachment. If you're installing a zipper with IDT engaged, that's a plus to have on any machine. So all I have to do is just engage it, just like that, and now I'm ready to go. So I can put in several layers of material. Here we'll do just a couple layers of denim. And we'll do a stretch material on top just to show you just how this is not going to pucker the fabric whatsoever. I've lowered my presser foot. Now I'm going to sew through this material. Notice how it's operating here. It's feeding that fabric through all at one time. Now I won't have to worry about the fabric puckering on me if I'm working with some other type of material, especially quilters are really going to love this particular feature on the machine. Those stitches are installed crisply into the material. I've got this is a really stretchy material with 2 layers of denim. No puckering at all. The stitches are perfect on this. Ken Sewing Center is your authorized FAF dealer. We carry every model FAF and we carry all the accessories to go with it. We have product knowledge behind every machine that we sell. We can compare this model to any model in the FAF line. Now, any machine you purchase from us, you're going to get our premium support package. We have 4 full-time technicians here, and we're here 6 days a week to help you. Plus, we have several educators here to help you operate the machine and have a lot of fun with it. So do not hesitate to give us a call or drop us an email if we can help compare this model to any other model in the FAF line to find the right machine for you.